When Naruto Uzumaki became the 7th Hokage, it was a sign that the ninja world finally had the strongest shinobi to have ever existed finally step into a leadership position. Immediately, the strongest of the 5 Kage and the hero of the 4th great ninja world, who saved the world 2 times before he became Hokage, once as a 17-year-old against Kage Otsutsuki and a second time as a 19-year-old against Toneri Otsutsuki, the ninja world was finally in good hands. However, the price for housing so much enormous chakra as a vessel for not only both halves of the nine-tailed fox, but also small amounts of chakra from the other 8 Biju didn't come without any issues. Many years later in the Boruto era, that price would finally have to be paid by Naruto Uzumaki. In today's edition of Naruto Retsuden, the 7th Hokage and the Spiral of Destiny, we're going to be looking at the price that Naruto paid for containing so much chakra from the 9 Biju over the course of 16 years, and how it not only affected Naruto's day-to-day activities without him being aware of it, but it also gave him heart attack-like symptoms that popped up while he was training his son Boruto. Most importantly, we'll look at how Kurama told Naruto how his illness was the same that Hagoromo, the Sage of 6 Paths, battled towards the end of his life. Now, the information is given to us in the story Naruto Retsuden, the 7th Hokage and the Spiral of Destiny, which is set in the Boruto era. It's in this part of the story where Naruto is under the watchful eye of Shikamaru, who is the first to notice that something's wrong with Naruto, and it isn't until Naruto trains Boruto that Naruto's told by Kurama about the true danger of the situation he's in. As we've seen countless times in the Boruto era, Naruto's Hokage has been weighed down by the exhaustion from long hours of being Hokage, using shadow clones to attend various meetings and various events as Hokage, all while being mentally taxed with all the paperwork that comes from being the Hokage, which, despite this being a peaceful era, Naruto has had more paperwork and reports than any Hokage before him. The mental drain was enough to often leave Naruto exhausted or to cause him to miss important dates like Himawari's birthday. However, as Naruto stayed in the Hokage office at 2 o'clock in the morning under the watchful eye of Shikamaru, the first signs that something was wrong began to pop up. Shikamaru had merely asked Naruto to make a shadow clone to deal with an emergency situation inside the village that needed the Hokage to personally attend to, all while Naruto attempted to finish up his paperwork that the Land of Fire's feudal lord Madoka Ikkyo had requested. However, when Naruto raised his free hand that wasn't typing on the keyboard, he tried to use his fingers to weave signs for a shadow clone. Naruto's chest began to tighten and pain began to shoot through his limbs before he grew dizzy and his head suddenly hit the desk. Upon first glance, it seemed as if Naruto had merely overworked himself again to exhaustion, which wouldn't be the first time. Back when he sent a shadow clone to Himawari's birthday, due to burning the candle at both ends for days on end, Naruto's clone couldn't sustain itself and Naruto passed out in his office due to exhaustion. For Naruto, he thought that this might seemingly be the case here, that he was just merely exhausted. However, Shikamaru was the first to notice that something wasn't right. This time, our beloved Hokage showed exhaustion different than anything before. However, in typical Naruto fashion, Naruto produces a shadow clone on his next try, and the shadow clone begins to roast him, stating that this is what Naruto gets for eating too much ramen, and that Naruto probably has high blood pressure, which causes Naruto to declare that he isn't that old, which, for clarification, Naruto's currently 33 years old. For Naruto, this felt like it might be a one-time issue, except 1 month later in the timeline, when he begins to train Boruto, the same thing happens again, only this time it's a lot much worse. It's a full-blown heart attack, which causes Kurama to step in and speak to Naruto after Naruto chooses to hide the situation from his son Boruto. With the scene and the context being set, it's here I'm going to begin reading from the scene from the novel, and then I'll come back to give you guys further context and give you guys my thoughts, and it's here I'm going to begin quoting. A month later, the second wave of severe pain came. With his son Boruto, they were in the training grounds at dusk. The 5 Kage conference was over. He was watching over his training, filling in for his master who couldn't come for a while. Ho, ha, da, day, Boruto shouted. Boruto threw his shuriken 4 times in a row, flying cleanly while spinning as each one pierced the east, west, north, and south. It was shuriken and kunai training, which Boruto was not good at. Whoa, I hit the target, Boruto said. Yeah, it feels good. Then next, practice applying a tighter curve, Naruto replied. There was more to this when I learned the rasengan, Boruto said. Boruto pouted, then turned bitterly back to Naruto. Isn't this more of Sarda's thing on our team? It'll be probably better to leave the shuriken to her, you know? Boruto said. You too, when you become a shinobi, you won't always get to team up with your same team, Naruto replied. I mean, I just don't know how to get it to curve. Are there any tricks to it? A trick? Boruto asked. Tricks, Naruto thought to himself. Naruto put his hand on his hip while he thought. Got it. You can curve a rasengan, right? A little, Boruto replied. Try and get it to feel like that, Naruto said. Well, what? Boruto replied. Boruto's blue eyes looked up at Naruto, beaming with expectations. So, when you want to bend a rasengan, you just... Naruto lost his train of thought. It was like moving your hands and feet, an unconscious action. He couldn't find the words to verbalize the movement that made sense. I'll just show you. I'll do one. Look. I can't say it to you, Naruto said. Ah, I got it, Boruto said, seemingly giving a big nod. I get it, the same feelings, so that feel, Boruto began. This guy really is my kid, Naruto thought. As Naruto grew happier, with all of his heart, he ruffled Boruto's blonde hair, which was standing on end. What are you doing? Stop it, Boruto replied. Boruto moved his body out from underneath Naruto's hand, shrugging his shoulders. Despite acting like he hated it, his face was happy. Alright, back to training. Dad's gonna make some obstacles with Earth style, so this time try to hit the target while avoiding them, Naruto said. Boruto replied. Boruto turned his back to Naruto, shuriken in hand. Naruto claps his hands together, his usual go-to hand seal when building up chakra. Heart thump. Suddenly, his heart was rapidly beating. The deep pain he remembered spread deep into the back of his chest. As to not let out a scream, Naruto clenched his teeth. He held his chest, trying to take deep breaths. Boruto, who was turned away from Naruto, was unaware of anything happening. Boruto, this is bad. Naruto desperately concentrated his strength to his shaking throat, despite himself disguising himself as being calm. Dad's got some urgent business, Naruto said. Oh, okay, Boruto replied. Boruto looked back at the dissatisfied voice. Before he could, Naruto kicked up at the ground. He left the place at such a high speed that it looked like he just disappeared. The training grounds were surrounded by forests, meant for practice. Running through the trees, Naruto rushed to Konoha's old town. His heart beat faster and faster. It wasn't normal. If he got to the hospital quick enough, Sakura-chan could examine him. Heart thump. An enormous pain shot through his entire body, forcing Naruto to dramatically slam on the ground. He tried to pull himself together, digging his nails into the dirt, but he couldn't find the strength to wake up his body. End quote. Now, what should really stand out here is the fact that doing day-to-day issues for Naruto isn't a problem so much. He's able to behave in a way where most people know there's nothing wrong with him. However, that's largely due to two things. Number one, Naruto is an Uzumaki, which means he's got an enormous life force, which is why Uzumaki can survive for an extended period after having a biju extracted before they eventually die. And number two, Naruto is flat out hiding what's going on with him. Part of the reason for it is he's a Hokage. He's living out his childhood dream, and Naruto has a fear that the villagers, if they see him in this condition, that it'll lead to some of them wondering he can protect the village. The political reasons, they're sound. The position of the Hokage is just as much to lead ninja as it is to give reassurance to the citizens whose lives are that of normal people. It's why Jiraiya told Tsunade to stay into the village when he went to investigate pain, and it's why the elders initially approached Jiraiya to become 5th Hokage after Hiruzen died, because having a Sannin kill the Hokage could only be countered in optics by having another Sannin become Hokage, which eventually happened when Tsunade became the 5th Hokage. The other reason is that Naruto, upon seeing that he was having trouble molding chakra and was having a heart attack, he tried to hide his condition from his son, even if it meant hurting Boruto. Naruto left Boruto thinking that Naruto had business as Hokage to deal with, knowing full well how only a year ago in the timeline when Momoshiki attacked, that Boruto had issues with Naruto choosing the Hokage position over his family. In this moment right here, a father and son training session where Naruto was giving Boruto advice that would benefit him when the day came when he eventually became Chunin, it was cut short, and Naruto's promise to spend more time with his son that he made back in the Momoshiki arc, that was broken, much like Boruto's heart was broken. But we see a sign that Boruto's beginning to mature, knowing that his father has to put the village before his family at times, regardless as to how much that hurts Boruto. When Naruto runs through the trees, he's trying to make it to the hospital to have Sakura check on him, but before he can do so, the heart attack symptoms show themselves again, and Naruto nearly passes out. Crawling into the birdhouse where the messenger birds for the village are being kept, covered in mud and bird poop, struggling to catch his breath, all while struggling to say Kurama's name, which is when Kurama gives Naruto a warning. This is the same chakra illness that Hagoromo battled towards the end of his life that left him bedridden, and advised Naruto to begin taking the situation more seriously before he meets the same fate as Hagoromo, which is telling given Kurama was there. He knows how the final days of Hagoromo went, and he's watching firsthand how Naruto was ignorantly assuming that this was just fatigue from being Hokage. However, that's where we're going to bring this video to an end. Keep notifications on because I'll be covering the next part of the story soon. My question to you guys is, do you think that Naruto is wrong to hide this from Boruto? Is Boruto mature enough to handle the truth, or was Naruto right to try and preserve his son's innocence? While you think those questions over, consider watching the other videos you see on the screen right now.